Hey everyone, it's Flakfire. Electronic Arts recently revealed a trailer for Battlefield Labs, a new pre-launch community test environment for the next Battlefield title, and we did just get confirmation that will launch this fiscal year. That means anytime between April 1st, 2025 and March 31st, 2026. However, there is a lot happening in this trailer, so let's take a quick look at everything important you might have missed. Fair warning, I'm going to bounce around this trailer a lot, so hang on. Obviously, a big focus is going to be the multiplayer gameplay reveal at the end. All of this is supposedly pre-alpha in-game footage, and if so, that's really impressive. Right off the bat, we can see an M4 carbine. If it seems a bit familiar to you, turns out there's actually a reason for that. This is the same model used during a demonstration for the quote imagination to creation end quote segment during EA's Investor Day last year. It was designed to demo a text-to-game concept, which could mean some form of that tool maybe arriving with the next Battlefield title, perhaps upgrading or even replacing Portal. The setting here is likely in the Middle East, and probably the map referenced in earlier concept art. Destruction is also a highlight of the trailer, not surprising since EA was given an earful for the lack of it in Battlefield 2042. It's clear the next game has been built with destruction in mind. It appears very, very detailed. Most buildings crumble in small pieces, and the impacts seem quite large. I don't know if you noticed this, but the RPG shot demolishes an entire 3-story facade. You also might notice the air conditioners on the building spark when they're destroyed. It's kind of a neat trick, giving the illusion that it's a functional mechanical unit. In another part of the trailer, we get a sneak peek at what could be another map. It looks like a close quarters experience, and again, destruction seems a big focus. We can see part of the building near the roof is actually hanging over an open area. This also gives us our first glimpse of the new game's user interface. Another shot with the previous M4 reveals what could be another piece of the UI, and I would say looking at it, it seems inspired by Battlefield 4. We heard a lot of claims of that from developers early on. There's a variety of weapon customizations in the shots. If you take the time to actually look at them, you'll notice a number of different attachments like a vertical foregrip and scopes appear in other parts of the trailer. We don't know anything about weapon customization in the game yet. Hopefully, it will be something robust. Perhaps the other most interesting part of the gameplay is what isn't really noticeable: the player cosmetics. There's nothing over the top here, and we do see some character models repeated, so I'm hopeful this might actually be our first look at the return of classes to Battlefield. Additionally, I will say enemy soldiers appear quite different from the good guys that we see here, which was a problem with Battlefield 2042, and sharing the same specialist player models for both sides. It's been rumored this section of the trailer is from the game's campaign, so worth mentioning there's a shot of someone working on what appears to be AI awareness in a campaign setting. So it's likely we're going to see stealth opportunities in single player. In terms of combat mechanics, it is a bit difficult to tell from these angles, but leaning might be present in game. I also want to draw your attention to this. You might notice the character flips his weapon out to the side and no longer appears to ADS. This might indicate the new Battlefield game will have a tactical stance, something that has become popular in many recent FPS titles. Of course, it could just be an AI checking the weapon chamber before reloading. Your guess is as good as mine. Vehicle-wise, we did get to see what was probably an M1A2 Abrams tank, complete with a remote turret. That's appropriate for the setting, which is supposed to be a modern-day experience. There's also shots of what looks like a UH-60 Blackhawk and potentially a drivable sedan. Meanwhile, we did get a fresh piece of concept art. This is in what appears to be a museum, perhaps a corporate HQ. There's a large statue, in the middle of some kind of courtyard area. Another thing to mention, if you were paying close attention at the start of the trailer, the logo shot in the beginning has some GPS coordinates. Punch them into Google. Interestingly enough, they point basically to Toronto, Canada, and specifically its City Hall. One of the studios under the Battlefield umbrella is located in Canada. Motive is in Montreal. But to my knowledge, there's no direct link between Battlefield and Toronto, so it seems kind of odd to place those coordinates on the opening screen. Maybe that's just a filler, a placeholder, something like that, just a coincidence, but it also could be a tacit reveal for one of the locations in the upcoming game. We do know we'll be traveling to quite a few different places after all. Other concept art has revealed that Gibraltar is likely one of them. On a fun note, we can see a developer hard at work looking at some character models, and I'm sure this is just for a bit of light reading, but this guy's got a copy of Imminent inside the Pentagon's hunt for UFOs. Maybe that's for some Easter egg inspiration. Who knows? The last bit that I'll mention is that it's likely the footage that we're seeing for this trailer is months old. There are a couple date references in the videos. I went shot to shot, and a lot of the footage apparently filmed largely in early November 2024. So pretty much what we're seeing here, at least 4 months old, if that is accurate. Hopefully this means Battlefield Studios are in good shape as we get into the game's release window, which again is going to be April 1st, 2025 to March 31st, 2026. Most of the time, Battlefield games release in the October-November window, but this year, can't forget GTA 6. Also, a new Call of Duty release is going to be looming, so that release window might change. Battlefield Hardline and Battlefield Bad Company 2 did actually release during the month of March. I suppose it will also depend on the success of Battlefield Labs and how the community embraces their early look at the game. And I will say it does seem like everyone is excited. I did finally get signed up for Battlefield Labs after being something like number 1.2 million in line to sign up. So I did make it in there. If you haven't signed up yet, make sure you do that, just so you know the order you signed up in doesn't influence whether or not you get invited to a playtest, and I'll leave a link to that below. But that is basically all I have to talk about for the Battlefield Labs trailer. Hopefully we continue to get little teases, little updates over the next few months. I would love to break down more trailers. So if you enjoyed this one, leave a like. If not, leave a dislike. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and tap the bell to get notified of all other upcoming videos. If you want to support the channel, keep your money, share this video, and as always, thanks for watching.